ever feel like assessment centers are kind of like walking a tightrope? You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Especially when you go in for those really competitive roles, like in those fast-paced fields.
Right, like a
FMCG.
yeah, or consulting.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like you're constantly being evaluated. But what if you could actually crack the code, figure out what those assessors are really looking for?
Oh, that'd be amazing, wouldn't it?
Right. That's what we're going to deep dive into today.
Love it.
So we've got this case study. It's really cool.
Yeah.
It's like a secret weapon, not just for acing those assessments, but for navigating any tricky situation you might encounter in the workplace, any interpersonal dynamic.
Absolutely. And you know what's so fascinating about it is that it's not just about, textbook answers.
Right.
It's really about showcasing your ability to, handle those complex situations, real world stuff.
Yeah, those real world situations. Because let's be honest, theory only gets you so far.
Exactly. Yeah.
You got to be able to apply it. And this is where this case study comes in.
Yeah.
It's like getting a sneak peek behind the curtain, seeing what those assessors are actually looking for and how seemingly small choices can actually have a big impact on how they perceive you.
Oh, for sure. I mean, even those tiny little nuances can make a difference.
Right.
Yeah.
So this case study is all about real-world scenarios. It's not some boring textbook stuff. It's packed with these examples that you could totally encounter in like a fast-paced work environment.
Yeah, right.
Where you're collaborating.
Exactly. And I think that's what makes this approach so valuable, right? Because you can actually practice.
Yeah.
Apply those concepts, see different perspectives, and you really build that confidence in your decision-making before you're in that pressure cooker of a real assessment.
Exactly. It's like a dress rehearsal.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's this one case study that really stuck with me. I don't want to give too much away.
Of course.
Yeah. But it's about this team project with a crazy deadline.
Okay.
And you've got these clashing opinions.
Classic.
Right. So imagine you're leading this team and you have this one person who's like super vocal, pushing for this risky, like out there approach.
Okay.
And then everyone else like, well, hold on. Let's stick to what we know.
Right. The tried and true method.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So how would you handle that? Like, what would you actually do in that situation?
Oh, that's a tough one. I think I'd probably try to, like you said earlier, find some middle ground.
Yeah.
See if there's a way to kind of merge the two, maybe take bits from each approach. But I'm curious, from an assessor's point of view, what are they really looking for in a response to this kind of scenario?
Yeah, what are they actually looking for? Because, it's not always obvious.
No, it's not. So tell me.
Well, they're really looking for someone who can demonstrate emotional intelligence, someone who's a good listener, and most importantly, someone who can build consensus.
It's not so much about finding the perfect solution, because honestly, there might not be one right.
Right.
It's more about how you approach the problem itself, how you communicate with your team, and how you can get everyone on board with the final decision.
So it's not just about being right.
Exactly.
It's about the process.
It's about the how you get there.
The how. Yeah. Okay, that's really interesting. So let's say, for example, someone just shuts down that dissenting voice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They pull rank and just force their own solution.
Push it through.
Yeah.
What does that tell you?
Well, to me, that's not good leadership. It's more about control than collaboration.
Exactly. That's a big red flag for assessors.
Right.
Now imagine another candidate. This one takes the time to really listen to everyone, understand their perspective. They facilitate a discussion where everybody feels heard and respected.
Okay.
And then they guide the team towards a solution that incorporates the best of each idea.
Ooh, I like that.
Right. That's the kind of collaborative leadership that really thrives in today's workplace.
Makes sense. But assessments are tough. It's a lot of pressure. What are some of the common traps that people fall into?
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to get flustered.
Totally.
One common pitfall is getting so caught up in being right that you actually forget to listen.
Yeah.
And remember, assessors are looking for someone who can build bridges, not burn them.
Oh, that's a good one.
Right. And another mistake is neglecting the emotional temperature of the room.
Oh, yeah. That's important.
If you just bulldoze through a decision without acknowledging, concerns, anxieties of your team members,
right,
That's a huge red flag about your emotional intelligence.
Yeah, you come across as insensitive.
Exactly, and it shows a lack of awareness.
Yeah, it's like they're so focused on the task, they forget about the people.
Yeah, the human element.
Right.
Which is crucial.
And this actually reminds me of a situation I had at work.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I was going to say this is fascinating because these skills, they aren't just for assessment centers, right?
Right.
Think about it. Conflict resolution, effective communication, building consensus. These are essential for any role, at any level, in any organization.
It's like a cheat sheet for the workplace.
Exactly. It's a blueprint for success.
So true. So thinking back on a recent challenge you faced at work, how could applying these principles have changed things for you? Could you have been a better communicator?
Yeah.
Could you have built a stronger consensus?
Oh, absolutely. And it's such a powerful question to ask yourself.
Right.
Because every interaction, every meeting, every project, it's a chance to practice.
Practice those skills.
Yeah, and the more you use them, the more intuitive they become.
It's like building a muscle, right? The more you work it, the stronger it gets.
Exactly.
So as we wrap up, I want to emphasize that mastering these interpersonal dynamics, it's a journey.
For sure, it's ongoing.
It's not a destination. There's always room to grow. But by understanding these key principles, you're not just prepping for assessments.
Right.
You're setting yourself up for long-term career success.
Absolutely. It's an investment.
It is. It really is.
Here's something to ponder as you go about your day.
Okay.
How can you become more attuned to those unspoken dynamics in your workplace?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Right. How can you refine your approach to conflict and consensus building? Keep those questions in mind. You'll be well on your way to becoming a truly exceptional leader.
Food for thought. Thanks for that.
Of course, my pleasure.
And thanks everyone for joining us for this deep dive.
See you next time.
Catch you later.